So what if I told you that becoming a millionaire has almost nothing to do with some brilliant idea or a lucky break? Today, we're going to pull back the curtain and look at the hidden blueprint, the real path to wealth. Let's get into the millionaire process. Okay, the very first thing we have to get our heads around is an idea that, well, it pretty much challenges everything we're told about getting rich, and it's this. Becoming a millionaire is not a moment. Right, it's not some flashy overnight event. It's a quiet, kind of invisible process. It's a transformation that happens on the inside, long before a single dollar shows up. This isn't about hitting the lottery. It's something way, way deeper. And this right here, this shows you the huge gap between the myth and the reality. We're all sold this story about the one big idea or the lucky break, right? But the truth, it's a quiet process. It's a personal journey. And more than anything, it's about forging a whole new mindset. It's about becoming the kind of person who creates opportunities, not someone who just sits around waiting for them. So where does a journey like this even begin? Well, it starts inside, with you. Let's break down the first two milestones, because this is all about building that inner foundation. Alright, first up, milestone number 1. And I want you to really lock this in, because this is the absolute bedrock of the entire thing. Without this, nothing else we talk about can even be built. And that bedrock is awareness. Look, this isn't some feel-good, abstract concept. This is about doing a brutally honest audit of your own life. It's the ability to see, with crystal clarity, where your time, your energy, and your focus are really going. Because if you can't see that, you're not building a new future. You're just stuck on repeat, living out old patterns. So, once you can actually see what's going on, you need an engine. You need something to drive the change. And that brings us to the second, incredibly powerful milestone. And here we have a really critical distinction. The engine for success isn't motivation, it's discipline. Think about it. Motivation is a feeling, it's emotional, it comes and goes. But discipline is a system. Discipline shows up even when you don't feel like it. That consistency, that's what actually builds momentum. Now, once you have awareness and discipline as your foundation, you can actually start to influence the world around you. This next phase is all about you becoming the architect of your own reality. So how do you become that architect? Well, it starts right here with milestone 3. This is where all that inner work finally starts to make a dent on the outside world. And it's all about your environment. This quote says it all. Your environment shapes your behavior more than your intentions. You know, you can intend to be focused and productive all you want. But if your phone is buzzing next to you and your desk is a total mess, your intentions don't stand a chance. So you don't just change your goals, you have to strategically change what you see and interact with every single day. Okay, so you've started to shape your environment. Now it's time for milestone 4, which is all about upgrading your internal operating system, your brain. It's about learning to think. And this is so much more than just consuming information, like reading another book or watching another video. This is about mastering analysis and decision-making. And why is that so important? Because wealth doesn't just follow hard work. It follows clarity. It follows the ability to see the right move, to solve the problems that everyone else misses. We are now entering what might be the most critical and honestly the hardest part of this whole journey. I call it the unseen transformation. This is where the real work happens, and nobody sees it. Which brings us to milestone 5. This is the ultimate test of your commitment. You ready for the part where most people just give up? Patience. So why is this the breaking point for so many people? It's because you are putting in all the work, you're being disciplined, you're learning, you're building, but the results are completely invisible. There's no applause, no one's patting you on the back. It feels like you're just shouting into a void. And that's exactly why it's so important to stick with it. Because in this silent, frustrating phase, something absolutely profound is happening. Your identity is literally being reforged, quietly, slowly, and powerfully. You're becoming the person who can actually handle success. If you quit here, you lose everything you've built. But once that new identity starts to take hold, you unlock milestone 6. This is where we uncover what wealth is really attracted to. Value. Plain and simple. As you can see, money doesn't care about your effort or your good intentions. Money is an effect. The cause is value. When you shift your focus to solving real problems for other people and you do it consistently, money just becomes an inevitable result of your actions. And all of this leads to the final stage, the last fundamental shift you have to make in your entire relationship with money. This is the inevitable result. And that brings us to the seventh and final milestone. This is the one that ties the entire process together into a powerful whole: detachment. This is the point where you stop emotionally chasing the money. You untangle your self-worth from the number in your bank account, and your focus shifts completely from the outcome to the process itself. And here's the paradox. That's when everything starts to speed up, because your decisions get calmer, they get smarter, and they start to compound like crazy. Which brings us right back to where we started. But now, hopefully with a totally new understanding, you don't become a millionaire by chasing money. You become a millionaire by building the person that makes wealth inevitable. See, it was never about what you get, it's always been about who you become. The money, that's just a reflection of all that inner work. So the only real question left is, are you building that person today?